If you're trying to learn Figma and you're struggling a little bit, make it fun for yourself. Do two things. One, learn by doing. Two, learn by copying something that you already love. I love Bungie's game Destiny 2. So stone by stone, we built this copy of UI from Destiny's app with our own hands. And let's show you how to do a piece of it, because otherwise it would take be a long video to show you building out the whole thing. Let's pick one of the hardest things to build out, which was this icon set here in the middle. So we're going to take a look at probably the first thing your eye comes to, which is this brightly colored golden bordered icon image, thumbnail image of the armor that you're looking at in the app. And we're going to look at how to build out these two little icons, specifically this little pyramid icon and then a little lock icon to show this piece of armor is locked and can't be dismantled. So let's find those here. So I'm going down to here's icon box, and you can see a blue outline around the icon box when I hover over it. This is a group, and you can see that because there's a down arrow. When I click the down arrow, it opens and closes all of the pieces that are in the icon box. So we have our icon pyramid that we're going to build, and we have our icon lock logo that we're going to build. And right now those are locked. This little lock here means that I've locked them so that when I'm messing around with other stuff on the canvas here in my frame, I can't accidentally mess them up. But now I do want to show you how to grab them and copy them, and then let's build them out from scratch. So the first thing you can do is, there's two things you can do. You can select it here. I've got it selected, and then I can hit on my Mac keyboard, I can hit Command D, and it makes a copy of it. Now that copy is also locked, so let's unlock it, and then I'll click and drag so you can see, okay, we did make a copy of that. The other way to do that, I'm just going to hit delete to get rid of that. The other way to do it is to have it selected and then hold down the Option key on your Mac, and then you're going to be able to, let me get that selected again, hold down my Option key, and then I'm going to click and drag, and your cursor actually changes to show two little triangles there, two little, not triangles, arrows. And so it's kind of a cool symbolic way of showing that you're going to double whatever you're dragging. And so now we've got our double that way as well. I'm going to delete that also because I've already duplicated both of these and pulled them over to this fun purple playground frame that I created so that we can have fun building these out. All right, let's start with the lock. Now, you might think that the pyramid is actually the hardest one because it's very custom to the game, but the lock was actually the most difficult piece. Now, in order to, you could build out this lock shape, you basically need a circle, you need a lock shape, and you need to display what's behind the lock. This needs to be transparent because that's the way it is in the app. If we look over at the app here, scroll, let's zoom out a little bit so we can find our place. And then you zoom in on this bad boy right here. There you can see Gauntlet through that. So we're going to make sure that we can see things through it. So that's why I have this purple color, so we can tell when we're transparent or not. And then let's get this icon here. Let's get this lock icon. So the first thing you want to do is, you could build this yourself, but it's going to be much faster and more efficient if you can find an icon. This is a pretty standard icon. A lock icon is pretty standard. So what I did was I went to our community resources here in Figma. So you can click on your own name when you're at your home. You can go to community. And then when you head over to the community, then you're going to be able to search the community for something like icons, and then hit enter, and you're going to get all kinds of stuff. You can filter by paid and free. This is going to be a free resource. Most of these resources are free. And then Figma and FigGem are just Figma. And now you're going to get all kinds of stuff. Now for this set, I really, really like the Ever icon set, and that's what we're going to be using. So if you need something like that, here you go. This is what I would get, and then you can just grab a copy of it, and then you are back to your own home. and I've already opened that copy. So here's the copy. I've opened it. It's right here. And then I've searched. There's all these icons. It's really, really cool. I love this, love this, love this. And these icons are cute. So, but then I found this lock. I didn't want to look around everywhere and take forever. So I just used the search and I typed in lock and it was nicely labeled. So we got lucky there. Now I'm just going to copy this and paste it into my other place. So I can literally just use your Command C shortcuts or right click on it and select copy. And so let's Command C copy that. And then let's go over back here to our purple playground. Let's Command V paste it. There it is. Now it's got a dot in the middle. It's got this kind of like outline going on. So how are we going to get it from this to this? No problem. First of all, let's recognize a couple things about it. So here it is on our left-hand side. It's inside our purple playground frame. And if we click this down arrow, we see it's a bunch of stuff. Ooh, it's a bunch of stuff. And we've got a placeholder. That's just this square here. I don't need that. I'll delete that. So I just selected it and hit delete. Then I've got the lock shape. You can tell, tiny little baby lock right there. So that's my lock shape. I'm also hovering over it and it's showing me exactly blue outline what it is. And then I've got this other shape here, which is being a mask. You can tell it's a circle right there. I actually don't need that either. And you can tell because if I delete it, nothing happens. I don't lose anything. Now you can always hit like Command Z on your Mac keyboard to undo if you delete something and you want it back. I'm going to hit down on this down arrow and let's get rid of the stuff we don't want. So when I cursor over oval path, I'm looking at, and I just select that, it's just that little dot. Don't care about it, delete. This, the upside down U, yeah, that's the top of my lock. I need that. What's this business? A subtract. Well, that's a type of mask. Subtract is a way that you can mask and subtract wherever these two items combine. So these two items, these two paths are actually rectangles. Here's the outer rectangle. Here's the inner rectangle. I don't want the inner rectangle. I'm going to select it and delete. And ooh, here's my lock. I love it. That's exactly what we want. Now I've got this extra frame here that I don't need around it. So I'm just going to take the shape that I want and I'm going to click and drag and just pull it up here. And now that extra frame is gone and I don't need it. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to double click right here on the left hand side and let's just call it lock shape. It's always a good idea, especially when you've got a lot of layers going on, to rename stuff as you go. Okay, so now we've got our lock shape. Now we need a circle shape. Easy peasy. Up at the top here, we're going to click on this down arrow. We've got all kinds of shapes. Here's an ellipse. A circle is a type of ellipse. And then we're just going to click and drag and oh, gross. Now I try to resize. No. Let's get a perfect circle by just holding down Shift. Select this again. Hold down Shift when you drag, click and drag, and ooh, nice, perfect circle. That's how you're going to do it. Hold down that Shift when you click and drag. Now, let's put our lock inside here. It's behind the ellipse. Well, that's because in your layers, whatever's on top is on top. Ellipse is on top, circle's on top. So let's take our lock shape, pull it on top there. Okay, now cool, we're getting closer. I'm going to actually make this a little bigger. Hold down Shift, grab a corner. And if you hold down Shift, it's going to keep the proportions no matter what I do. Otherwise, it could stretch it vertically or horizontally on you. And okay, so we're almost there. But now we need to have this transparent, and we need to have this pretty much the same color of white. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's select both of these. Actually, let's just select our ellipse. Nope, let's select both of them. And then let's do this cool thing. When you have both of them selected, take a look at what's going on up here. This double rectangle, you can make cool kinds of groups. And if I click Union Selection, then it's going to create Union over here, which is a group of the lock and the circle. And it's showing everything that is both of them, wherever both of them are. So if I take my lock, for example, and I drag it over here, then it's going to show both of them all the time. Now, what if I switch this from union to subtract? Oh, now I've got my lock shape and I'm subtracting from my lock shape. Command Z. Let's drag this over here again. Let's select the union here and let's change it from union to subtract. Now it's subtracting wherever they touch. Then let's do intersect. Now it's only showing wherever they intersect. And then let's do exclude. Ooh, I think this is now excluding wherever they intersect or wherever they touch. And I think this might be what I want. So let me double click on this lock. Let me bring it in here. Ah, nice. Transparent lock. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Okay, good stuff. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this group. So this is my lock icon. And it's got my lock shape. It's got my circle ellipse. I can rename the ellipse to be lock background. And then I'm going to need to make it the right color. So we go over here to our fill. We'll click on that. And then let's get our eyedropper. And let's just get this same color. And notice it's almost white, but it's all white would be all F's in the hex code. This is Fefe. There's a couple E's in there, so it's not quite white. That is perfect. So we made that. All right, great. So now let's make this pyramid icon here really quickly. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's dissect this thing. So when I click down on this group that's called the icon pyramid logo, we've got a line. We've got a group here, and you're going to know what's going on here a little bit because this is another masking group, and it's going to be this circle, and there's going to be this pyramid shape here. So let me show you how to build this out really quickly. This is actually a lot easier. We don't even need to go find an icon for this. We're just going to use all shapes, and we make this beautiful, really cool, exclusive icon. So let's start with our circle again. Let's get our hold down shift, click and drag, and then work big, people. Work big because you can always shrink it down. And then, so we've got our circle. Now let's get and we'll call this our lock background. Nope, not lock. This is our pyramid icon background. Okay, and then we're going to need a triangle. So let's see, can we get a polygon? Yes, a triangle is a polygon with 3 sides. So let's just draw a triangle here, and let's edit this triangle. So what we can do is, if you click here, you can make it, radius. That's going to give you a corner radius to it. We don't want that. Let's double click on it, and ooh, what's this? So this means we can transform it with these corners here, and let's make it kind of like, there we go. That's kind of a similar shape, huh? All right, now I'm gonna click outside of that, and then let's move it in here. And I can't see it. Well, let's just make it so we can see it real quick. There we go. All right, now let's make it bigger. La 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 la. It's just barely touching the corner there. This corner's off outside of there a little bit, and then maybe it's a little taller. Okay, that looks pretty good for now. Now let's get that mask business going on. Remember what we need to do? We're going to select both of these. The polygon, we'll go ahead and name this our pyramid shape. And then shift. Now we've got them both. Now let's do, union. Nope, that's all of them wherever they are. Subtraction. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah. If we did exclude like before, we're going to get this little bit right here. We don't really want that. Remember, excludes wherever they're intersecting. So let's just do the subtraction, and it's going to give us this perfect bit that we want. Now we need the line, and that's super easy. We're just going to get a line going here. There's our line under the shapes. Let's draw it. La 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 la. And then it needs to be a little thicker. So we go over here and we've got our stroke, which is the width of any line. And then I can just click and drag when I get the double arrow there, and it makes it thicker. Or you can just double click and change the number by typing in a number, and that's too thick. So let's dial it down a little bit. That looks about right. And then I'm going to click and drag it to be in a good spot. And then I'm going to like move my cursor up here, and you can see we get like a little curvy arrows. That means that if I click when I get the curvy arrows, then I can rotate it and rotate it a little bit to line it up. It needs to be parallel with that edge there. That looks pretty good. And now we need everything to be white. So let's just do that. So we've got our circle selected. Let's do fill. And then it's that same color. We can use our eyedropper and get the color. It's that fefe, almost white. And then let's select our line and let's change the stroke color to fefe as well. There we go. And now we have our beautiful pyramid icon and our really cool lock icons. And then what we can do is now this is called subtract. So let's double click in here. Let's rename this pyramid icon. And sweetness. Oops, forgot. I need to put my line in there. Let's select the line, and then let's right click and group that selection. And now let's name this group pyramid icon. There we go. Nice group pyramid icon. Now you can turn this into a component. If you go up here and you find these 4 things, you can create that into a component that if you're going to reuse this a lot on a lot of different designs. And there's some cool stuff that happens with components, but that would be a whole other ball of wax. And then we can do this lock component as well. And now you can see it's a component because it's got the little purple business going on with the four diamonds. Hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully you were able to learn a little bit about using Figma, building out icons, and there's a whole bunch of other fun stuff in here, but I absolutely love using Figma. And now you could build out the icons in your favorite apps. Okay, let me know what icons you want to build and have fun out there. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.